Now, here's a joke I got for you. It is a priest, a fisherman, and an engineer. They were all sentenced to death by guillotine. Oh. The executioner told the priest that he could do one thing before he was executed. So the priest prays to God to spare his life. Then, as the priest was being executed, the guillotine got stuck. Now, according to law, if the whatever the device it is fails to kill the person, they are set free. So priest goes free, right? Next up was a fisherman. Seeing what happened to the priest, he also prayed to God to have his life spared. Once again, the guillotine gets stuck, right? And he is set free. Finally, they get up to the engineer, and he looks at the guillotine. He says, "I see what your problem is." Yeah, you gotta grease the wheels on that thing. It's not gonna go all the way down. Yeah, this is got a little flaw in the design here. Yeah. And with that, I believe we're going to hand things off to WyNott. So WyNott, get up here and make us left, please. Yay for WyNott. Yay. By the way, where's Cassie? Is she not coming?
Righty. Well. Oh, I can't even see anything. What the hell happened to my views, boys and girl? Let me zoom in or something here. I don't know what's happened to my view. I can't see anybody. There you are. You're all hiding behind this blue screen. How did that happen? I don't know what happened. Wow. I'm getting partway off the stage there. All right. I'm sorry. Lord. This teacher, garbage collector, and lawyer wound up at the pearly gates together. St. Peter informed them that in order to get into heaven, they each had to answer a question. First, he addresses the teacher, and he says, "What was the name of the ship that crashed into the iceberg? They just made a movie about it." The teacher answered really quickly, "Oh, that would be the Titanic." So St. Peter let the teacher through the gate. St. Peter turns to the garbage man, figuring he didn't really need all the odors that this guy would bring with him. He decided to make his question a little harder. He says, "How many people died on that ship?" But fortunately for him, the trash man had just seen the movie, and he says, 1,228. All right, that's right. You may enter. Then St. Peter turned to the lawyer. He said, "Name those people."
But what were their names? Oh, it's not fair. Okay.
There was an engineer who had an exceptional gift for fixing all things mechanical, and after serving his company loyally over 30 years, he happily had. Several years after that, the company contacted him regarding a seemingly impossible problem they were having with one of their multi-million-dollar machines. They'd tried everyone else, to get this machine to work, but to no avail. So, in desperation, they called on this retired engineer who had solved so many of their problems in the past. The engineer was reluctant, but he took the challenge. He spent a day studying this huge machine. At the end of the day, he marked a X and chalk on a particular component on the machine. He said, "This is where your problem is." Well, the part was replaced, and the machine worked perfectly once again. The company then received a bill for $50,000 from this engineer. They demanded an itemized account for his charges, and the engineer responded briefly. One chalk mark, $1. Knowing where to put the fucking thing, $49,999.
Knowing where to put it.
And it was paid in full, and the engineer retired again in peace. This tourist from Bulgaria visited the United States on his first overseas trip. Upon arrival at the immigration desk, he visibly was puzzled filling in this visa application. The immigration officer looked over his shoulder and sees the tourist trying to write "twice a week" into the small space labeled "sex." The officer explained, No. That's not what we mean by this question. We're asking male or female. Oh, doesn't matter? Asked the Bulgarian tourist. Mom and Dad were taking young Billy for a walk through the sunny afternoon. Sudden, in the bushes a short distance away, Billy spotted two dogs going. Billy's like, "Daddy, what are they doing?" Dad says, after some quick thinking, "Why, son, they're making..." Later that night, Billy was thirsty. He got out of bed and got a glass of water. And he walked by Mom and Dad's room. He heard a noise and looked in, finding them going at it. Billy shouted, "Daddy, what are you doing?" father, all embarrassed, says, "Why, Billy, we're making a baby." "Quick, turn her over," Billy said. "I want a puppy."
Oh.
These three old guys, they're at the doctor for a memory test. Doctor says to the first old man, "What's 3 times 3?" 274, was his reply. The doctor turns to the second man. "It's your turn. What's 3 times 3?" "Tuesday," says the second man. The doctor says to the third man, "Okay, your turn. What is 3 times 3?" 9, says the third. "That's great," says the doctor. "How did you get that?" "Simple," says that third guy. "I subtracted 274 from Tuesday."
Yeah.
This old guy was a witness in a burglary trial. The defense lawyer asked Sam, "Did you see my client commit this burglary?" "Yep," says Sam. "I saw him plainly take the goods." The lawyer asked Sam again, "Sam, this happened at night. Are you sure you saw my client commit this crime?" "Yep," says Sam. "I saw him doing it." Then the lawyer asked Sam, "Sam, listen, you're like 80 years old. Your eyesight probably is bad. How far can you see at night?" Sam says, "Well, hell, I can see the moon. How far away is that?" You ever notice people who complain the most about not having enough time to do all their work are the same people who always stop and tell everybody that they don't have enough time to do the work? Yeah. Every job I ever had. People always say hard work never killed anybody. Oh, yeah? When's the last time you ever heard anyone who rested to death? John Walter, Human Resource Manager, Company ABCDEF, Wall Street. Dear Mr. Walter, thank you for your letter of February 17th. After careful consideration, I regret to inform you I'm unable to accept your refusal to offer me employment with your bank. This year, I've been particularly fortunate in receiving an unusually large number of rejection letters. With such a varied and promising field of candidates, it's impossible for me to accept all refusals. Despite company ABCDF's outstanding qualifications and previous experience in rejecting applicants, I find your rejection does not meet my needs at this time, and therefore I will initiate employment with your following graduation. I look forward to seeing you then. Catboy.
Catboy.